Hey everybody, it's JB here once again, welcoming you to part 19 of Let's Play Chips Challenge, and yes, I did remember the number this time around. And in this level, or in this video rather, we're going to be playing a lot of fun levels, and in this level, we're going to be pushing a lot of fun blocks. Fun blocks? Oh, okay. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to go right through this teleport. You have to sacrifice one of your blocks, so do that one. The one on the left, that is. And with these other blocks, just push them in the water like this. And I know I wasted some time there, but... Alright, so you want to choose the right 3 blocks, and those are the good ones. And what you want to avoid doing is going into the walker area. That's what you don't want to do. So there will be some cases where you might have to do that, depending on what choice you make in terms of the blocks you push. But we made it without having to do that. Alright, this level I love so much. And look, it has a magical unnecessary fire! Yay! Alright, I love the magical unnecessary fire. I don't know why I call it that. I guess because of Melinda's Magic Clubhouse, like I said. Okay, but in this level, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to avoid the tanks. Specifically this one. But over here, we got ourselves a little interesting situation, because if we wait for this tank and try to get those items, we won't make it. So, I'm not going to die here, but what I'm going to do is, hang on. So you have to press the button at the same time the tank presses the button up there, and you will get the items without any problem. This hint tells us that we don't need the fire boots, but they could help later on. You pretty much should get the fire boots. I mean, yes, you don't really need them per se, but they're pretty much going to help you out. And here's an example of something really funny. When I was playing the first room, I was stuck on this level for a long time as a kid. I thought that bug room was a whole lot bigger. I had no idea that the level was, the level started on the entire left side pretty much. So yeah, I had no idea about that. I really did not. And once I got to the bug room, I was like, oh man, it's so small. What a bummer. And here's a place where the fire boots really help a lot, that paramecium room, because you don't have to wait so much or make so many trips to all those chips. Trips to all the chips. How does that sound? Alright, so you gotta go over here, get this key. Avoid the balls, not too hard. So yeah, I really like this level a lot. It's just one of those levels that has a lot of variety. It takes one concept and thoroughly explores it. Like, I like the whole unnecessary fire boots, but they can be a big help thing. Because it is, whoa, that was close. It is really interesting to play the level that way. And I'm not doing it here, but it is possible. It's really hard. This room right here, this is one reason why I thought that the monster movements in the Chips Challenge were arbitrary. Because I saw these bugs and I'm like, okay, they're just going everywhere. How are they doing that? Well, there are invisible walls here. And yay for magical fire. I'm just going to step in the magical fire. Okay, enough playing around. Let's get out of here. Alright, we survived Paranoia. We can now go from metastable to chaos. And as a little kid, I thought that first word was not metastable, but metastable. Yeah, I don't know why, but I didn't have a very good grasp of the English language. It was just tenuous at best. And what you want to do is you want to cause chaos by pushing the blocks in that area. And then you can create paths for the bugs that escape, like out here and stuff. And yeah, that can be pretty fun. There's a really fast way to complete this level, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the safer way. Okay, I think yeah. Oh, wow, we can just slip right in here. Whoa, okay. Alright. There we go. Not so bad. Yeah, there's a mod of this level that has, like, walls in place of all the floor tiles out there near the dirt, and you have to go, like, all over the place. But anyway, next level is called Shrinking, and the only way you can really get this effect is to go this direction. You have to go right here and then pretty much just clockwise around the entire rest of the level. If you go the other way, you really won't get the full effect of all these rectangles getting smaller. And I'm not going to do this just because it kind of causes some slide delay issues, but in the Lynx version of the game, this level can be made easier by pushing these blocks here on these forest floors and then trapping the balls in the outside area while you slip in here on the inside. So yeah, that can be nice, but in Microsoft, it causes slide delay. And if you watch the Blockbuster video, you know how bad slide delay can be. So we're not going to play around with it. It's like fire. You don't want to play around with it. Or kitchen knives. One of those things that your mom told you not to play around with. Alright, next level is called Catacombs. This level, it's broken in Microsoft because monsters can't travel on random force floors. So this tank clone machine button doesn't even work. And those traps there with the bugs, they also don't work because there's no boss controlling them, like problems. At least I think that's why. And all you're doing here really is you're just doing some item swapping. That's pretty much all this level is. It's just item swapping. So yeah, it's not even that much of a challenge. Now, I could theoretically push that block up there on the force floor and save time and took a risk, but once again, trying to avoid some risks here. Alright, so now we got our... Okay, we don't have the last blue key, so we have to get one down here. And just for fun, you can go outside. And there's a walker patrolling this area. Yeah, you can go out here, but that doesn't even do anything, so it's pretty much useless unless you have to get to another area and you're trapped, and I think there's some use for it, but I'm not really sure how you would use it. Anyhow, this level is pretty much broken, so let's go and get out. Alright, Colony is the level 100 that you're, well, maybe you've been looking forward to it, I don't know, but I was kind of looking forward to it when I was playing the game. I mean, I was expecting this level to be some big, epic level 100 with a lot of hard stuff, but, I mean, look at this. This is just like a bunch of monsters going around. I mean, nothing interesting. Yeah. I mean, I like the design of this level a lot. I love how the open areas are the spaces where the monsters won't go by virtue of where, you know, how they move and all that. But, I mean, there's really not much challenge to this level. I mean, it's just going around, making sure you don't get hit. That's pretty much all it involves. And you just have to make sure you come up with a nice route through the chips that you won't get lost in. But getting lost in this level is not really that much of an issue because there's plenty of paths to go through the whole thing. So yeah, this level is a nice design, I gotta admit, but it is rather monotonous. Alright, so we're getting there. We missed a couple chips back here, so we're going to have to backtrack, and as you can tell, this is definitely not even close to an optimal route. And that's okay, because I'm not trying to go for an optimal route again. And just to clarify, if you just joined me on this LP at this point, I'm not playing for bold times. Bold is the highest achieved score, by the way. I'm not playing for bold times. I'm not trying to go the fastest way possible in each level. I am trying to save time for the video's sake whenever I can, but if it's something that, you know, I'm trying, like I said on Road Sign, I'm trying to make sure I can explain the thought process required for each level, too. And especially with CCLP 3, I'm going to be doing that quite a bit, because it involves a lot of logic and observation, and deductions based on all of that logic and observation. So, yeah, CCLP 3, when I do the Let's Play for that, it's going to have a lot of explanations. And don't get scared when I said logic and observations, because it's not, I hope it's not quite as hard as it sounds, but if you're not used to observing things and you just kind of expect the whole path to be laid out for you in a really linear way, you might find yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. So yeah, just a little teaser for CCLP 3. There's a lot of observation involved, and there's even some levels where even if you try to look at a map like the editor, it's not going to help you too much because you have to experiment to get everything, to notice everything. Alright, we're out of Colony. Sweet deal. And here's an interesting message that I should point out here. It says, besides being an angel on Earth, Melinda is the top scorer in the challenge and the president of the Bitbusters. This message has inspired the Chips Challenge community and the Chips Challenge players to always refer to the optimal time as the Melinda time. And sometimes people use that in regards to the highest possible score with all the bold times, like that would be the Melinda score, even though all the highest possible times would be a higher time, but all the highest achieved scores put together would be the Melinda score. So I'm not sure why the distinction is why that's different, but yeah, it's optimal times versus achieved times. I'm not sure why one is used for one, or why both are used, or Why Melinda's used for both of them. Okay, I'm rambling here. Losing my train of thought. This level, it's just a maze where you have to just keep track of where you're going, and it's really not that hard when you figure out that all the chips are basically just laid out in an X. Yeah, that's pretty much all you need to figure out. And once you figure that out, just go through this rather systematically, and I've been saying systematically a lot. Go through this rather systematically, and you'll also need to discover the exits at the top right. So save the top right for last, if possible. So yeah, just go down the X on one side like this, like one leg of the X like this, and then just go back up on the other leg. And you should be A-okay pretty much if you follow that line of thinking, or that strategy. So yeah, we just got 8 ships left, and we can just easily go over here and just take care of it like this. So we got 5, 4. Alright, we're almost there. So yeah, apartment, not too hard. When I first played this as a kid, it was really easy to get lost, but nowadays, it's not quite so bad when you remember that it's in an X. Alright, this level is so much fun. I love this level. The key thing you want to do here at the very beginning is use your mouse. And my cursor is all different here. Use your mouse and press this teleport, and by doing that, you're going to wait half a move before you enter the teleport. And as you'll see, this will help you because you won't run into any of these monsters while you're sliding around. Those monsters, or this fireball cloner up here. Now, if there's a lot of... okay, hang on. I just got teethed here. Okay, we can get over here. Okay. You need to get these flippers here. But yeah, a lot of the other waiting combinations won't help you out. Now over here, we can go through we can choose a door to go through. They all go to the same place, although that's not obvious from where I'm standing. But don't choose any of them. Go through this door right here and just collect these suction boots. Now we can just go over here and check all this out. And as you can see, this all led down here. So yeah, just use your suction boots and walk or slide right into the exit. Alright. Ice house completed. And this next level, I got some time left, but I don't know if I'll finish this level because it's easy to get lost in here. Yeah, this is one of those levels where it's pretty easy to get lost. I'm going to admit it. And I'm going to try to go about this rather methodically. I didn't use systematically. Yes. Okay. I'm going to try to explore every possible route and then backtrack whenever necessary. And I don't know how well this is going to work, but what you want to remember is that if there is that, man, I am very incoherent today. If you want to remember that if there's alternating tanks or alternating toggle walls without a button between them, you're pretty much stuck. Like here, there's a button in between this tank and the one up there. So we can go through this. So yeah, as long as you keep this rule in mind, this level becomes a little bit easier. Now right here, we don't have a green button in between either of those toggle walls, so we can't advance any further there. So let's just go back, and I'm totally running out of time here. I'm not sure if I'll finish this, guys. I might have to save this for the next video, and I hate to do that to you all, because I'll have to play this over again, but we'll see how it goes. I don't want to skip anything in this level. I don't want this to be like now you see it. So yeah, we can't get through that toggle wall because there's no button in between there, but we can switch the tanks here to get back, which we need to do. And here's how we can get through to that ship. Just go through here. And we need to get this chip over here and that chip over there. Alright, we're getting there. 19 remaining. Good. And I am totally lost right now. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just going to try to figure this out. And we'll get to the exit when we get there. The exit, by the way, is at the upper left area. And we got 12 chips left. I did a practice run of this level, and I was lost for like 8 minutes. I mean, it was not even funny. Let's see. Can we switch? Okay, yes, we can switch because we can go down there. Alright, 9 chips remaining. I think we may have this. I'm not sure yet, but we might have this. If we can just make it back. Oh man, I gotta keep track of what I'm doing here. That's why the level is called Memory. And there is a level in CCLP2 that was based on this concept, but it was busted. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. I don't think it was. But it was fixed after CCLP2 was released, I believe. And it's the very first level, too, so... Okay, we are totally running out of time here, everybody. You know what? I'll pick up right here in the next video. So... Whoops. Hang on a sec. If I can find a way to pause. Okay, I'll just go and stop the video here. See you guys next time.